they've gone wrong. The navigational crew, the track controllers beside me just raised their hand. You can tell by the way they're buttoned off, there's a little bit of confusion going on out there now. And best time to do it is at the start of the day. And he's back on track now. And Josh Tribula, Lower Hutt and Upper Hutt is where they make their home. Outer Limit's the name of the boat. Can we have the sound crew back up here, please? Can we have the sound crew back up here, thank you. Outer Limits. Looking really sweet in the water, this boat too. 406 Chevy with 500 horsepower Macraft hull. As we come through, the time is there to finish. Strongly up there in Merry with a 4th place. This boat here is 406 cubic Chevy with a 500 horsepower Stinger hull this time. Stinger hulls really come to a fore lately. Probably out the game, at least know how it's going out here with it.
Yeah, it's just probably great girls that you've seen in the pictures box. It is just a boat that is very well known and the girls very well regarded around the country now. Sighting lap is taking it fairly easy at the moment, so exactly what we want to see in Q1. Don't go out break the boat. Very relaxed with the navigator seat there. And this is the change of rotation into the finish line, which will be quite interesting once the
yeah, it is. And this is the crew boat line. And once again, Stinger hull, 500 horsepower. Now the L98 engine, really nice little engine, combo engine here. They've been really performing well. Good, cheap option to get these into the water. And we'll come up with Monica, Cooper, both nurses.
I reckon that sort of upset the planning and the way that people think and go about their business. Having a get on the track, coming to the start, get told to go back. Upset the mind frame, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'd think so, Davey, wouldn't you? Once again, can we have the sound crew back up here again, please?
I'd have to say, lined it up nicely, the old Eagle hull out there. They do a fantastic job. Communications, get on and off there, 2 abreast girls, and we'll get back to you with a time. Down that very happened to the last, so yeah, these guys are great guys. That hairpin is going to catch a few people out throughout the day, I would suggest. We might see a boat or two upside down on all firm. Just lock down a little bit that time.
Nice job out there. Oh, a little bit of a lift in the boat there just as they come out around there. Sorry about the things, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a little trouble with sound equipment up here, but they got a blinder.
Oh, they did, and it was really good to see these guys get out there. And I'll tell you what, I had presentation certainly for the celebratory months, and in the end, he did the Phantom and just, well,
Did he really die?
See the end of him. Yeah, but that was, he celebrated a little bit too hard.
Yeah, he's a bit of a character, this guy, and well supported by his wife Jay. And as I said, they were the top crew in Group B in Mary a couple of weeks ago. So they're up and running to look for the New Zealand Championship. Okay, so we've got a navigational problem down here in the front of us now, and that time's going to click on by, but it is qualifying round number 1, Caveman, and this is the time to make the muck-ups, isn't it?
Yeah, look, that's right, mate. We work out that these guys are just going to struggle a little bit in the initial stage, and try to sort it out. That's what happens. Now they're back onto it. You can see how the track got the move back into it. And it was only, that's going to be a fairly whacked out time, but it was only a short navigational error towards the end of that run that caused the problem.
Yeah, okay, this is the 400 and a white corner stinger. So this boat also doing pretty well up there. And it's a force to be reckoned with in Group B. Track looks good, Davey.
Oh, absolutely sensational. I like the way that we're now got on the islands. As they go around Suzuki, they split Biolytics and Allfirm. Now, these guys, Wanganui boys, they really understand this track really well. So qualified one out there, he's got the big between the team already to get his that engine and working out the setup of the boat nice and early. Oh, a little bit of a hesitation and a flame out.
Oh yeah, I think we've got some troubles down there with the engine by the sound of that, and just going to putt home. We're looking for a good first qualifying time.
And it's a bit of a shame they've split those two islands, because they will get a DNF for that, because they went the wrong way. The last part of the track is around Suzuki to the left, to the far side of the track from commentary, and then around Biolytics. Absolutely. Ross Travers, radio acting. The boat went off at very and he's
A big step up from the class you've just watched. So this time Sprint Tech G-Force hull, the 8.5 inch unit compared to the 8.25 inch unit of the
that he's going to cause some problems later in the day, but Ollie Silverton, he's straight onto the big screen now. Not a really good technicality, certainly not these guys hold at all.
This boat, sorry Cappy, this boat hasn't been going very long actually. They got it in the water a week or so before and already it looks like it's cutting a better line, and these Canterbury teams doing a good job.
Really well set, very well set. but all in all, I like the way that boat's set up. And we're running under stopwatch conditions as well at the moment. So that was Rob.
Yeah, and boat 72 is Andy Ryan and Cardian Allen, the good competitors from down the Wanganui area, the Joker, 412 cubic inch dart motor with 650 horsepower. Once again a stinger hull and an 8.5 inch stock unit. The Rapid Earthworks are great sponsors of this team. They didn't come to Mary, they went to the ACDC concert instead. So this is their first trip around for the year. They only started last season, and you can hear a fair bit of cavitation as they just lost it a little bit in that corner right there. Back through the all-term biolytic split, and hard on the gas all the way around the outside now, KB.
Yeah, Andy and Kerry Ann out there, beautiful sport, that ball very wide out there, nuts the tyres. That was going to be, that was very, very close to use those tyres to good effect. Now across the biolytics, and I think Andy will be very happy with that particular run. Andy Ryan there, and Kerry Ann Allen.
Yeah, Kerry Ann will be pretty happy just to make it home. Last year they spent a fair bit of time up on the ground, up on the earthworks themselves, so they'll be just nice and happy just to be home for their first run of the year. So we'll just wait while we get the stopwatches sorted out, and we'll come up with a time for you very shortly. Neil Marshall and Michelle.
56.56 there, Wiggy, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, good, you help yourself. They're quick with those stopwatches, quicker than I thought they'd be.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the girls, they're riding frantically out there at the moment, so this is going to be quite interesting to see how this goes. We're going to have information flying everywhere. Wiggy, you and I have trouble just maintaining a conversation between ourselves.
Yeah, 56.56, that's nice. It's a good average, easy average. So our next boat in, it should be Eagle Automotive. And driving this, Neil Marshall, Michelle, Eagle Automotive, Adamson Contracting and Marsh Motorsport. This boat looks like a nice package out there. Oh, they're a little late around there, KB.
Yeah, a lot like getting around that corner up there, heading into the Suzuki Main Island in the centre of the track. Through there, where they split the two islands, we're going to call these two in front of Coventry here, the nut, or the two nuts in there. We're going to call them.
Yeah, that's a little like that.
Wide here, Neil Marshall.
Yeah, it looks like
every little bit of the track that's available.
Looks like he's not really getting a good start on his turn in there, KB. Just as you say, getting a little wide every time, and not perhaps sitting that nose on that side of the island. And he's starting to wide again there too.
Yeah. Probably a lot of boats do that in qualifying. One, as the guys get settled, guys and girls get settled and work it all out, they will be going, finding their lines and going quite hard at it, working it all out. So this is qualifying one with a 55.63 there for Neil Marshall.
And a Scott two-stage unit, Valley Toyota for this. It went well up a very game.
Yeah, it went really well, although Bevan's probably not as happy with where he could have been. New Zealand champion 2 years running some 5 or 6 years ago, so he wants to get back into that winning form. Normally not sitting in the boat. Simon decided to stay at home with the kids over Christmas break, and Kendra Deck so getting up into that top sweep around PSP up there, stinger hull, it's down and now
we'll come up with a time in just a minute, but a very, very nice run there for Bevan Muir. Cut through there.
Yeah, Harry Phelan's and Jason Conroy got into the sport a couple of years ago, and really stepped it up last year. Thrown a lot more money at the package this year, and when you get an opportunity during the lunch break, ladies and gentlemen, to do the pit walk, go down and have a look at the new trailer these guys have come up with. Now, MFG, I'd like to thank them personally. They lent me their limo, or the funky bus, to get from Wellington up here yesterday, and it's looking very smooth out there at the moment. Quite nice transition around that shaft at the top of the nut.
Yeah, very nice. And those young guys, they had a bit of a trouble here last year when we were at this event, but they've made amends today. And
into the start chute.
Firewater is a 406-inch Chevy with 627 horsepower, Sprint G4, and a Southern Jet 8.5. But they sponsor themselves. They throw a lot of money and effort into getting around the country. They did a great job up there in Mary a couple of weeks ago. They ended up in second place after today's racing, and that was a top finish for them so far. So very, very keen team to be around and keep an eye on today is the one that's in front of you now, Firewater. Just getting a bit of camouflage as they lose traction on the border there with the new unit, and nice work through the middle here around the All Firm Island, digging in nicely. KB, yours.
Hear the change on the as he's going quite well, but just really finding his feet at the moment, as you know, qualifying round, and the run of where we spent the season. Later in the day, we might even get Peter Cowie and perhaps even Richard.
608 horsepower, 80 horsepower Stinger Hull, and they've got great sponsors: Harvest Transport, White Pointer Boats, Bears Signs, and Andrew Harvey Spray Painters. Muck around, KB, he always comes and puts the foot down and sets the tone.
Oh, absolutely, top line. The sport, family, synonymous with this sport, and tell you what, this young man, every time that tingle up your spine, you know it's just going to go hard, and he's just getting the boat set up. Turning a standard when they get it in the pits, and that's a great time.
Oh, great.
From Blake Bryant, without even having to look at the stopwatch, you know that was a quick one.
Yeah, definitely, and the way he finishes off there nicely. Katie just sitting nice and quietly in the boat, letting Blake do the job that he's good at.
Yeah, 48-46 there for...
They've got more sponsors. New Point and Sticker, of course, PSB Building Brands, New Zealand's big sponsor of the series. Nick and Mary with Blake Bryant, but unfortunately they had to pull their boat out of the water when it came down. Let's see if they can make amends for that now. Looks like it's good.
When he got the money up back a few years ago, had this track under line. Still a championship. He had a plane play in the top 8, and all the way. Coming between All Firm and Suzuki's, it's going to upset a lot of boats, but
Got a bounce on, didn't it?
yeah.
Weekend, so a lot of commitment from this team, and if you're that committed and you're going to turn up here like this, you're going to put on a good show. So just a little bit of indecision going on there as he finds his way around the track for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert White just really oversteering just a little bit, but as we've said, the bloke has had a hiatus for a number of years and now back on target again. So I think what we saw at Mary, we're going to see some really low numbers from these guys throughout the course of today in the Devil's Advocate. That crosswash, that's really going to unsettle the boats as they head to the far side of the track to the finish, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, absolutely, 52.22. If they can fly there for Robert White. Aaron Hansen out on track now in Rusty 1. Brand new package for Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks doing the navigational duties. RAC Limited are the sponsors on board here, so this is the first time we've seen the 500 small block shed that produced about 800 horsepower out of the water in the New Zealand Jetsprint Championship. So Aaron Hansen has worked late building boats, so we'll expect once he gets his head around this brand new package, we'll see some big things. All inside of that island, which is
just really
unusual.
Really not feeling comfortable out there at the moment. But as we said, this is the time to do that, so keep an eye on this boat. It'll get faster as the day goes on. Kavy, you'd be getting a bit high. I can smell that methanol coming out.
Mate, I tell you what, methanol is perfect for remedies.
Yeah.
I love the smell of that stuff. And tell you what, we're smelling it up here. Aaron Hansen has plenty more of it to burn in that 500 cubic inch small block shed. So
yeah, there's a bit to get all that water use.
All right, we've got the run out on the water at the moment. And got a 102 there for Aaron Hansen in the last run. But this boat has plenty of snob, don't worry about that. Gary Stevens rebuilt his engine in between the rounds in the off-season. Had a bit of a tickle with it out in Mary. They're just really finding his speed out here at the moment. But when this boat unleashed, you will know the power that it has. And it does have something over 1,000 horsepower available. There it is, just giving it a bit of a tickle.
Yeah, this bit where they come right around in front of us, caveman, it's going to suit those super boats. They can get up to that 120, 130, 140 kilometres an hour just right here. But as we're finishing looking at the Rapid Jet, sponsored by Rapid Jet Taupo, of course. Yeah, and a nice finish for them. Gary Stephen really going to build themselves up some speed over the day to try and get into that final echelon of competitors.
Up on board with a meter machine. And this boat is an absolute walk of 440 cubic inches of supercharged board, putting out about 1,500 horsepower. If you're a regular to Wanganui, you would have seen this boat a couple of years ago to one of the biggest crashes, one of the biggest crashes in jet spreading. Richard Murray opened this boat up at very.
Okay, we'll just go back to the time for Wana, 57.60, 57.60.
So Richard Murray, when he was at Mary in round one only 2 weeks ago, put the boat up sideways and he reckons that this is as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. So really getting out there and enjoying it. Joe Rathbone will go for a good.
So once again, if you're a Ford fan, this is a 440 supercharged Ford, and look at that. Darcy, as we nicknamed him at Fielding Ag High School, it's comes in with a great finish there for the local guy. His sponsors are just lucky to guys to be a part of that boat. Donna Hayes Transact Centre and Agri-Seeds New Farm Pioneer and Engine Rebuilders. Boy oh boy, I can't wait to see Darcy really get a hold of that boat. Now this is only his second meeting.
Absolutely, but he was using very little of that horsepower. These guys won a river jet up there on Taupo, and they go take you up into the street and nice part of the world. Up there, seeing up there at river jet.
Alright, this is a Chevy small block 4 supercharged between 950 and 1200 horsepower that have just gone off. Ladies and gentlemen, they're having some navigational issues out there now. This is a backdraft to hold with an 8.5 inch unit. And of course, starting at Armada, they all sorts of things going on for them out there. They will get at no time a DNF. DNF are not completing the track as they should have. So
blokes, they just keep having a laugh. Going on in there. These guys just coming on some placed in round one, and they were absolutely stoked with that. So it's really starting to come to term with this new Stinger hull. You can see the boat just dropping into the replicas of lockdown on the hairpin in front of the commentary tower. That would have cost a little bit of time. They won't be overly worried about it.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to see these guys just feeling so good in the water at the moment that they can try and find where they can make up something. get a time for you as soon as we can, but the next boat in will be Graham Hill.
This thing is really quiet compared to all of the other boats, and that night looks absolutely brilliant. But Graham Hill missed round one, but we will expect to see some big things from him as he just winds his up during the day. We do have a time here for Dave Simmons and John Berry.
Yeah, that time is 50.78 for the Blue Flame, and that was the previous boat. This boat's just cruising around a little bit, but you can see the dangers of cruising around there, Cave. You can almost hung it out onto the tides there a little bit in front of us.
Yeah, sometimes these boats just do not deal
Navigation
with low
issues,
horsepower, and Graham Hill has just worked out, but he's gone the wrong way. The navigator there, Amanda Kinto, is descending back on the right path again, and now up into the big sweep of the fast part of the track. Now that is going to create some huge speed later in the day.
Now doesn't it sound nice? This is twin turbo, they're really beautiful balanced aluminium motor, and I was in a boat builder's place yesterday and they're building another one of these, and I just love these engines. They're just nice units for jet sprinting, that's for sure.
They just Taranaki hardcore, ladies and gentlemen. Boat 66, Louise Blythe from Wanganui doing the navigational duties here. And have a look at the power when Leighton Manel opens up 1500 horsepower. This boat has had more hits than Michael Jackson. Leighton Manel's actually owned his boat about 5 or 6 different times. He bought it, he sold it, it's been wrecked. He bought it back again, he sold it, it's been wrecked. And again, he's given birth to this particular Stinger hull with a 9-inch jet unit. And Leighton Manel really opening it up here and there, but just finding his way around the track at the moment.
He is, and once again, these guys have a amazing ability to really speed things up. Hey, the last run, Graham Hill and Amanda Kiddo, they were a 102.84. As we come to a close there for Leighton Manel.
Where is he going to go with this one?
Well, the Auckland Window Systems boat is a 400 cubic inch HRE twin turbo, 1400 horsepower, Sprint Tech hull, and 8 3/4 unit. These guys have done nothing but improve since I first saw them, Davey, and once again they look great out here today.
Yeah, look, these guys were absolutely wrapped with their win. Of course, they had a win late last year, and to start the account off with a win at round one, you've got to be very happy with that. This boat certainly got plenty of power. In fact, at the first round, they couldn't get a fuel pump. They actually flew somebody out from Australia on the last flight from Australia to New Zealand the night before the race. They managed to bolt it in and take a win, so they were very happy with it. So Glenn Head out there at the moment, she's a boat that really knows down, doesn't it? Really throwing a lot of water absolutely everywhere. So I don't know how these guys are seeing, but I'm sure that once they get the power into it, that might lessen that down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely knifing in there, so it's going to be interesting to see what changes they make for the next. There was that much force in the that she ended up punching herself high with her hand that's not strapped in the navigation hand. And it's great to see that they've spent 2 weeks putting new sides in this boat and pushing it back out, and it's taken a hell of a wreck. And Peter Coey's done nothing wrong but do this boat up since Christmas, and before Christmas, and it's looking pretty good again. The proof is going to be in the pudding all day, Davey.
Oh, absolutely. And interesting thing, I did have a chat with Peter before the day started, and he had this boat stripped apart. It's a brand new left-hand side or port side of the boat that they've rebuilt. There was just a lot of testing going on in there. They had everything tested, the roll cage, the seats, just to make sure everything was okay. And Peter Coey will be quite happy with that first run there. Not blistering at all, but they'll just be getting all the data for the engine.
Grandpa drops a green flag and lets them alight this great looking yellow boat. Straight into full revs as much as they can, and just feeling their way around. That's a big turn there, left and then a right. And nice work. Just they look like they lifted right out of the water there, KB.
Yeah, look at these guys are new to the sport, Daniel Reid and Ben Sol. So they're just really feeling their way around at the moment. Well, really wide, grabbed a bit of bank out there, that slowed them down. You're not meant to get up on the tyres too much. Oh,
no,
big bang, Walla Walla, big bang, ladies and gentlemen, upside down on all therm windows, and that is the Naki boys upside down.
They were doing 72 kilometres an hour when they did that, ladies and gentlemen. We've just got the radar gun on them up here. We'll go back to the replay very shortly, but Cave and I were just talking about how they looked like they weren't settled in the water and lifting out, and you can see just clipping that island there and laying it up. But the problem happened quite a bit earlier on. If we can roll the replay right back some more. But right back here, you know, they had trouble when KV first picked it up. But boy, oh boy, that's one way of making things happen. So yeah, Wade knifed into that first island, then just rolled over and said, "Here's my bottom side."
Yeah, well, if you get onto YouTube, onto Facebook, I think it was, or YouTube, the Naki boys actually having a test up in Taranaki. So that's both Jason and Daniel had that boat upside down. I've got to let you boys know that, and they got a small little fire there, had a bit of a fuel leakage and stuff like that. So, yep, we're just checking that out. They'll just pour a heap of water on top of that. That should make the engine work pretty well, I wouldn't have thought. But
no,
anyway,
no kidding.
Just to the Naki boys, I know you blokes can hear us. Put your hands up, ladies and gentlemen. The Naki boys, wave to the crowd, boys, and there you go, fantastic. I've just got to let you blokes know, I know you're new to the sport, and I don't want to be too clever because I'm only a commentator, but the boats work better when they're facing the way it currently is.
Have you seen the size of those guys, KV? And I don't really want to have to protect you from them when they come up here to pull the hairs out of your nose, but...
that's all right, mate. I'll just throw you to the wolves.
Good on you. Yeah, it was the hairy one that said that, guys.
So that's a bit unfortunate for those guys. Now that they've got a whole heap of water in there just to prevent that fire, I think that they will have a little bit of work to do once they get that back onto the trailer and into the pit and paddock area. And what happened is that where we can see on the replay again, they've just turned in a little bit earlier, but the problem started further up the track where they clipped the top edge coming out of the big sweeper at the top end of the track around PSP Island. That would have unsettled Daniel. Just got the boat back on track down the middle of the course. He got a little bit nervous and just overthought it a little bit, turned in a little bit early, which happens from time to time, and you saw the end result of that. But these guys are just now effecting the rescue.
Hey, just while we got a break, KV, the big guy out there that we call Chewbacca, he's in the water at the moment. He may not hear me because it's behind the speakers, but if you watch the TV program, the news, and he actually was one of the good sorts on TV a little while ago for what he does for the community down there, and I think it's Fielding. But Chewy, so maybe we give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He's at a lot of our Jetsprint
getting up to full speed, going right up into the sweep, through the nuts, through Suzuki, around PSP now straight down into this hairpin now. Wide coming out of there, grabbed a little bit of the tyre on the way through. That'll leave a few marks from the hull. And we've just got the radar gun lining them up again to see where they're going to go.
Maybe 1 kilometre speed around the outside. So.
Well, they're slowed down a little bit from the last part of that track. Mr. Bird, as these guys are going around, we'll get you a bit of a comment from you as to what you think they're doing and where they could improve.
We've got navigational errors at the moment.
Alright, so where do you think these guys can improve, mate? They're new to the sport. What sort of information and advice can you give them?
At the moment, they're just learning the way, learning what the boat does, how far they can push it. They'll get it's messy.
Okay, they
right, beautiful work there from a former New Zealand champion, Richard Bird, also boat builder. Get inside or out on track, and
they've got navigational errors.
And Mandy Tisdall have gone wrong way straight off the bat. Now they're lost. They've been up on the third. They're just doing some laps out there at the moment, really just trying to get some airtime for their sponsors.
The last crew there had a 107 for Greg Redden and Dawn Irvin. These guys are going to be pretty miffed at what they're doing now. They're still off track, and Clayton Tisdale and Mandy from the South Island. They're back on track now, KB, as we come around in front of the All-Firm Island. Full board right now, and a bit of indecision there, but they've got it sorted hard on the left hand around PSP, and they're going to have a pretty late sort of a time. They spend a bit of time trying to find their way again, and just find that cavitation down here, and the engine hits the rev limiter as we come around again. They're just really not sure where they should be going. Good work now, just make a finish of it, just try and build up that confidence. Round the outside we go, and this boat here, of course, is 500 horsepower jet speed hull, and this is our contracting from down south.
Wow, that's a 97 kilometre going up the front straight. And Clayton and Mandy Tisdall, that run was a bit like making love to a eunuch. It missed all the important island.
It's not too far from where I live. Gave me that she's a lovely young lady, and they took off at 97 kilometres an hour, heading up there at the start of it. So really good. And now this boat was, I think, 4th up at Mary Mary. They're a very, very competitive team when they don't have navigational errors like they've got now. So you know, that's a shame for them. Back on track by the looks of it from the girls beside me, and this boat here is the 400 horsepower Stinger hull.
Yeah, it's very interesting when you go into the same part of the course just on the ground side of Suzuki Island. You go into that part of the course a number of times.
Three.
And as soon as you go in there, you think, oh, once that way. The second time you go through there, you've got to exit a different way. And then, of course, the third time as well. So it just makes it hard when everything is coming at you so fast. And that's where we're going to see a lot of boats come unstuck. We already have this early in the day. We're only into the early part of qualifying round 2 in the Group B boats. So Pip and Poppy, they're finished off nicely. It'll be quite
a... themselves at Mary Mary. Let's watch as they take off now and hit full throttle. I think that right-hander and get themselves back through the middle. Did a nice job. That's cutting nice lines out there, and confidence builds success for this team, and they've already shown how good they can be. That's how they control of the course for the first time. Second time I should say, and that's nice work around the outside there of the PSP island. Full bore now as we come up to this half turn here. They haven't clipped it, they've done a nice job of exiting it, so really good driving for these crew from O'Connor. And this is pretty much their local track, so they'll be pretty happy to put on a good show. If you're here from National Park, usually make a bit of noise for them as we head on around.
Yeah, the Stinger hull looking really good. Tim didn't really put his foot into it too hard on the start. But it took a little, so close into Suzuki. That didn't unsettle the boat, surprisingly. I thought that was going to be all over. But now into the spin out pool, and that was not a bad run. But Tim Thompson and Monica Cooper.
Team from Wanganui, they are nurses here in this town of ours, and they have a 460 cubic inch Chevy 500 horsepower with an Eagle hull, 8 1/4 inch unit. They've got all sorts of good Wanganui sponsors. So let's go through this. Nick Candice, Panel Beating, Petroleum Logistics, the Concrete Company, TCL.
Get some traction into those blades coming out of the hairpin into the jet unit. They were 95 kilometres an hour going up the front chute, all a little bit oversteered out there. Donna Thompson and Monica Cooper now into the latter part of the lap. That really upsets all of the boats going through there, and a nice run in the end. We'll get back to you with some times.
They don't let the words do the talking for them. They put their foot down and get going in this new package. They really enjoyed their jet sprinting up at Mary Mary. And I'm picking them to be pretty competitive here today too, KB.
Absolutely, mate. They are 5 kilometres an hour quicker up the front chute off the start than any other boat in the Group B at this point.
103 kilometres an hour. Now let's see what they are as they come to us. About 83 coming into this corner here, and nice smooth lines. The Stinger hull's doing a great job for them. They've obviously got the package set up nicely and driving really, really aggressively. The navigator's doing a good job, Davey.
Yeah, Jay Hayden, quite an animated navigator, and we do see some of these animated navigators, and they are absolutely hilarious when you actually concentrate on what they're up to. Obviously, the driver was getting his hands on the wheels, but then a navigator just waving around frantically like a groupie at a Wiggles concert.
That's a nice drive.
And Chris Hosman, these guys are local Wanganui lads, so ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on this boat.
Yes, it's a Stinger, once again, 410 inch Chevy, only 400 horsepower they're claiming at the moment with an 8 1/4 inch unit. This is Mr. Competitive. Engine Rebuilders down there in Cook Street are the sponsors of this KSB Contracting, Creative Aluminium, and Woody's Engineering. Now, what a great job this boat does of getting around the water. Look at this hard left-hander here, and just a little bit of trouble coming. Oh no! Yeah, where it's gone off. There's some missing going out there. In fact,
absolutely. They're just going to park it gently up there on the beach, and that is not what we want to see.
How about a consolation round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, put your hands up for them. They'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, that's not a good way. In fact, during qualifying round number 1, they had a few issues with the engine going off towards the end of that run as well. So they will not be happy about that. So they're really going to have to sort this out one way or another. Look at the rescue crew out there.
More grunt than a pig farm out there pushing it back in. And yeah, we need a bit more water out on the track to make it easier for those guys. But the track's looking great. And the track will change, the conditions of the water will change. Lunch, Ross Travis, Wanganui is where they make the home. Shane Travis, the navigator, is radioactive, the boat 14 Chevy, 503 horsepower, the Stinger hull. Once again, this is a new package last year, and it ended up being the top of the pop. It was the champion of champions in the Biolytics 400. Now this corner in front of me is the one that if they come in a little bit hot, a little bit faster than 80 k's in this class, they're going to have a really rough exit where got the radar going. It seems that anybody that comes in a little bit hot has got a tough exit. So judging the speed on this hard left-hander in front of the track is really critical part. It's the money corner, KB.
Interestingly, Ross Travis came into that hairpin at 104 kilometres an hour. So
holy moly.
Just amazing coming in there and getting out again, because that is the money shot.
Yeah.
The helicopter just bringing my lunch in over there.
And being put together for them. So let's see how they go with that 8.5-inch unit. And Jeff Sitt doing the navigation for them.
You can already see, ladies and gentlemen, 110 kilometres an hour coming into the start chute. 45 kilometres an hour quicker. Coming to the hairpin, lost it down, taking it to the hairpin. But you saw the exit, not that good at all. But Ollie Silverton will get on top of that as the day goes on. That you can be in a boat coming into a hairpin. Oh, the boat is hopping and skipping a little bit sideways there.
Yeah, he's really throwing it around a little bit, but he always and at the end of the day he can be able to get it a little smoother. He's going to be able to find himself some more speed. That's I think that was pretty rough. 6 cubic inch Chevy, 650 horsepower. They felt that they were having trouble getting the unit to work for them. Now better KB, they're a couple of really good guys from Canterbury, not too far from where I live. And gee, this looks a great package. What great to see what looking a lot more settled than we saw with Ollie Silverton. Really threw the nose into that one there. The man from North Canterbury, doing the navigational duties now into the right-hander around Suzuki. Taken overly wide turning. Oh, this is great. This thing's going good. KB, I think these guys are going to be right on top of the game. They were a little bit unfortunate just to...
We saw this boat up on the bank during qualifying round number 1. This boat is a Stinger.
Oh, no. Yeah, alright, just to let you know, Simon Gibbon doesn't look like he registered a time. There may not have had a transponder on the boat, so that's a shame. But look at this, here we go, Warren Farm, he's Thomas, the Hustler 406 Chevy with a 600 horsepower, really smooth through here. Let's take the hard right-hander. Left it a little bit late, but he's got himself straight for this run around the outside. So, yeah, every one of those drivers has got a different way of taking each corner, and they look to be doing pretty nice through the middle here now. It's not the same as a track, a tarmac track. Different lines are going to give you different opportunities. So there's no right or wrong in the line. Last year, and they benched it a couple of times. They put it up on the bank, and they were engaged, KB, but they were almost divorced before they got married due to the crashes that they had. With their 412 cubic inch Dart engine, the 650 horsepower pushing the Stinger hull around with an 8.5-inch unit. Their sponsors are Rapid Earthworks.
It's interesting that they say that women marry for money. I think they actually divorce for it.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to recap some scores now. Was a 51.07. Simon Gibbon had a 41.79, really, and a 52.34 for we'll just have to check that time of Simon Gibbon.
41 just seems a little bit out of whack at the minute, but we'll get back to you with a have a look at how wide Andy Ryan went on. straight up there. He was looking fantastic coming down into the hairpin and then just parked it up onto the beach. We'll have a look at a replay in a second. I'll do that.
Okay, so they were doing 90 k's an hour by the radar gun when they did that. Let's go back to the replays. Outside, just losing it, and clipped that island there, and then spun the back of the boat round. They lost their steering as the unit came out of the water, and as we keep saying, things go wrong a long way back before you actually hit the island. And there you are, ladies and gentlemen, just like that. I joked about how much time they spent on the grass last year, and a bit of a shame to see them back up there again. And I would say Karian will be out there giving them a little bit of a tickle up in the helmet if they're talking to each other through the intercom. So they're a great crew in their second year of jet sprinting.
Yeah, just really wide on the coming down back towards the commentary tower, and possibly just a little bit wide, which might have upset Andy Ryan's line. I thought it was actually pretty good taking that wide line, and ended up just a little bit too wide, and then had to overcorrect it, and you saw the result, ladies and gentlemen. So we got the rescue boat back out there again, affecting another rescue. The guys in boat number 72 might start under its own power, and we may be able to, with any luck, just get that. There we go. Yep, they're straight back into the pits, so that'll be a minimal delay while we wait for Neil Marshall. Now we're in the Group A's at the moment. So the idea is we've got 4 qualifying rounds today, then top 12, top 8, top 5 and top 3 due to some delays. Have a look at the way they came down into that hairpin. Incredibly well affected that run. And I've got to say that Neil Marshall is looking really smooth. Backed it off in the middle of my Athletics. But he's taken some interesting lines. Instead of going out wide down that front chute, he sort of cut it just a little bit. Using a little bit of real estate to get into the hairpin. Yeah, nice. Got a bit upset in the crosspoint he did. But Neil Marshall now into the spin-out pool, and that was a really good run there.
Drive. Did you just love the way himself up the top of the ladder? So just good stuff. We're going to go to Bevan Muir, Kendra Death, 10 Tools Racing, 600 horsepower. Scott Two-Stroke Jet Sprint Unit, 10 Tools Toyota Finance and Valley Toyota, some of their kind sponsors. And this is another boat to watch, Cavey. These guys know how to get around this track.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen Bevan Muir take a couple of New Zealand National Championships in years gone by, and really wants to get back to that winning form. Got a little bit complacent after those 2 New Zealand Championships. Everybody called up, and Bevan Muir came into that hairpin quite hot at 103 kilometres an hour. That hairpin of this track in the past, that time round, did a fantastic job. So what's he done there? He's got a little bit of hesitation. He's gone the wrong way. He hesitated. Now he's going back around PSP, coming the right way into the approach. Turn right there, man. Yeah. That's exactly where you need to go. So this time really won't have to be worth posting the blink, but I'm going to go because we know it's well outside the market where Bevan Muir needs to be in the future.
So you have half the time to react. They had a 103.63 as we go now to Harry Whelans and Jason Conroy in Usain Boat, 412 cubic inch Chevy Stinger Holden. And these young competitors, these very, very young men, 22 years of age, just once again, this boat looks like it's set up a little bit better than last weekend, and really get themselves around the hairpin nicely there as we head on through the centre of the track again, KB.
Yeah, look, really got to bog down just that little bit out of the hairpin and well down on speed coming into the hairpin. It's got 88 kilometres an hour coming into that hairpin.
So that's perhaps the 2 slower speed compared to around 95 might be the place to look at.
Also in the Group A, because they came in too slow. It just cavitates the blades, just can't pick it up, and a whole bit of a
weekend up there in the All Firm Group A's at Merry with a second placing, so let's see if they can back it up. Looking pretty good, sounding pretty good. They're both cut nice lines, really nice lines out there.
Yeah, Rickbird's really going at it quite hard now. So really smiling into it at the moment, and had a really good run down there. Merry. How's it going to go through the empty? A little bit higher, 2 kilometres an hour, and the boat was cavitating on the exit, just took it a little bit sharp. The jet unit into that part of the game. Getting into the jet unit, causing the cavitation.
I think they're pretty lucky they didn't actually put it up on the back there. They were as we go through the final stages now, through the middle, didn't let the water upset them too much and come through with the finish. Rick Burt, he'll go back and think about that. His transport, 600 with the stinger hole, and Blake Bryant, he only had one speed, and that's flat out. It was a 48.46 in qualifying round number 1. 8-second run, maybe even a 47 on this one.
Oh, absolutely, mate. He was 114 kilometres an hour up in Oscar. What sort of speed did he hit there? Hairpin at 110 kilometres an hour into the hairpin, and the boat just sat there.
Yeah, it was well done, wasn't it, KB? Like, he came in hot, came out clean, so that boat and that driver is a great package. Watch them all day, ladies and gentlemen.
Not going to let anybody else know what they've done, but in and out of that hairpin, that is the money corner. That is where the championship. Sam and Unique for Sunday. And tell you what, between you, polycarbonate sheeting, get it on your roof, get some light into your house. Jetsprints New Zealand.
As they come around the All-Therm Island looking good, it's Glenn Mason doing the navigation. Stinger hole with the 8.5-inch unit, just done a lot of work on this boat to get it set up between Blake Bryant and nice work. I'm looking at around about a 48-second run for these guys. Well done. Let's put it together for the Group A's, ladies and gentlemen. And these guys have come all the way from Invercargill, sponsored by Hydrolink. And what a nice drive. He put up a pretty good run earlier on. So they had a 52.22 earlier on.
Yeah, look about this in qualifying 2 is sensational. Like, just looks a lot more settled after that first qualifying.
You think he made some changes,
Oh,
David?
absolutely, he's made some changes. The boat is sitting
look at that.
up a lot more. It's dealing with the crosswash a lot better.
It's just incredible increase of speed. So let's go now to Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks. And they are the Rusty Ones, 500 cubic inch small Chevy block, 800 horsepower, the Stinger Hole, and RAC Limited are their sponsors.
Yeah, new package for these guys, Aaron. This is the first time they can hit the water. So we're not going to see some massive things from these guys today. They're just going to be getting data into the engine, working on the boat setup, making sure that it's very, very wide out of there. Hit the tyres on the exit. Aaron might have to sort that one out a little bit. However, these boats with a massive amount of horsepower, they are a lot harder to control. So Aaron really going to have to just get the boot into a little bit to be able to get some really good information on the handling characteristics of this brand new package.
Spot on the throttle if you don't want to go behind. Otherwise you're going to lose all that control that you think you had. You know, the pump's going to really slow you down and pull the boat down under the water instead of keeping it.
Flat out here, I tell you, this is looking like a really good run for Molly Silver. And how's the head going to treat him? Locked it down, got to the 100 kilometres an hour coming into that hairpin. Maybe a little bit fast for the way this boat is set up.
Last round, maybe they were rough as guts, to be honest, but they've made some changes in the boat, and boy, once we get it up on the screen, this is a lot better drive from the man. Ollie Silverton is just about to bring us home now in the PSP racing boat with 600 horsepower.
Hey, the navigator gets excited this time out.
Alright, so it's a 50.9 for the last crew, and once again, these guys here, the Hustler 406-inch Chevy, 600 horsepower and a Stinger Hole. Nice work, just good lines this boat. And they had a 52.34 in the last run, so they're going to be right on the bubble of making a good position as we get through to the elimination round. looking nice as we come into the effort. Digs a deep hole as he bounces out of it and coming around the Suzuki Island. Once again, the boat looking good on the straightaway now. He picks good lines here as he straightens it out for a good run around the outside. He's got a different way of driving some of these corners, this competitive Warren Farr. But it is working for him. Like I say, they had that 52 seconds earlier on. I'm thinking we're going to be down in the 51s, maybe the 50, early 52s again. Let's see where it takes us as we come on home for the final stages of the all-firm Group A's. Once again, this is the Joker. These guys had a bit of trouble. They parked it up the last round. 412 cubic inch dart with 650 horsepower. Rapid Earthworks, their sponsors, KV.
Yeah, look, these guys, as we've said, Newton Sport, it's not overly done this particular boat. It's just the Joker there on the bow. And for guys that are, you know, a team, husband and wife, that are new to the sport, they are doing some interesting lines, using every little bit of available water and even borrowing some as well.
Here we go again.
Oh, he's done a lot better getting it out of the end in that type of boat. Got a little bit of cavitation there in the jet unit. As we say, g'day to the likes of Fonzie Mullen over there.
Yeah, we are watched all around the world, ladies and gentlemen, on live stream television. Andy Ryan and Cardian Allen just finishing off their run here. They are using every part of the track, gaming.
For a second, Wiggy, my God!
Oh my goodness!
What's going on there? But they got away with it, so they'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, they should buy a lotto ticket, I think.
Oh, there is no doubt about that.
How they hung that kept that in the water there. I mean, there was every tyre and going up and down there as the back of the boat climbed up over the top of them, and they won't want to look back too hard on that.
No, look, I tell you what, it's not a bad run, but it's interesting. We're getting text messages from all over the world, from everybody watching the live stream. That's all settled down now. They're seeing it very clear right around the world. The Facebook isn't being picked up here in Wanganui, so text messages will be prevalent if we're going to pass on some messages.
55.43 there for Andy Ryan and Cardian Allen. It's our last boat that came out, the Joker. They've put themselves in a spot that may find them in the finals. Let's go to Neil Marshall and Michelle Reed. They are... Oh, that's just rough water, but it didn't worry them. It didn't worry them.
100 kilometres an hour. And Neil Marshall, you can understand why he was named New Zealand's fastest in 2011 and 2014. Now stepping into Jetsprinting. And I'll tell you what, this man is a bloke who knows how to run this vessel all over the place.
Dodging, he's lucky to get through that, KB.
I'll tell you what, from tarmac, he has decided that he wanted to put the boat up on the tyres. We'll have to let Neil Marshall know that he doesn't need tyres for jet sprinting.
Boy, oh boy, every one of those tyres pushed him back into the water. He's really lucky to get away with that.
And a 49.50.
Got the time
there for Neil Marshall.
That's the quickest time there so far, but as we look to Bevan Muir and Kendra Death and Team Tools Racing, 600 horsepower here in front of us, pushing the stinger hole around. Track. He's looking smooth, so the man's got experience and he'll keep it right in the middle of the track, KB.
You are really doing a very good job here at the moment. Very nice around that hairpin. His past years that has caught him, and I reckon another 3 or 4 inches outside of that, and he would have been up on now to the fast part of the track, into the big sweeper. It tightens up around the top there, into the kidney twisters. Now we go to the right hander, open it up into the apex for the left hander. Not too bad through there.
It's got a good line. Yeah, that's going to be a great run. That's he had a 51.9, 412 cubic inch Chevy, 620 horsepower. Once again, the stinger hole. Changing out here, we don't get to see them occasionally. Oh, here we go.
Bing bang, walla walla, bing bang. Rick Burke has been caught out by the hairpin, and that is another one.
Came in at 93.
Come in too hot and ended up out there. You can see it for yourselves.
Yeah, 93 kilometres an hour he came in there. as the wipeout music plays for him. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that intro. As I said, we're a bit Rick Burke wish as it was. Harry Whelan's out there now as we find ourselves back looking at the replay. Here we go. Just got a little wobble going in there, so really didn't set himself up early enough as he came down this long straightaway there, and ends up where he is now. So we'll replay that. If you go right back there, you'll see started to get himself in trouble really early on. Just come around here.
Brian for Harvey Transport comes into the start chute. This bloke knows exactly what he's going on. Manages to go flat out absolutely everywhere. Have a look at the power. This is even faster than we saw in qualifying race. Oh, straight lines, the flip-flops, the safety crew on the far side of the track started tracking. They were leading Blake Bryan out to the side. What a transition. This man is driving at the top of his game.
An incredible athlete because he had a 41 earlier on. He's going to go less than 47 now. He was one of the fastest guys on the water over the whole day there at Merryberry. He's just an incredible driver. What a great trip he's had around there with Kate Hülkenberg doing the navigation for him. Man alive. Look at it go now. This guy's got to chase that 48.52 earlier on, so he's right up there with Blake Bryan. He's got to get down to that 46. Blake as he takes a nice line through the now around the outside of Suzuki Island and back through the All-Firm Island. And this man has decided that he's not going to let Blake Bryan away. Gee, KB, we're looking at a great competition here in the All-Firm Group A's.
Oh, absolutely. Great run home there for Sam Goody. And a 47.52.
And PSB Racing Boat 406 Chevy with 600 horsepower. This is the Stinger. Autoglass of the team, and they've had a 49.87, the only time that they've registered so far, and that was in qual 2, as we off the line with this new 406. Profession of choice as
given with a 49.5.
Not mucking around, is he? Warren Barkley. Weekend turning on a 40.73. So, back on the
the spin out pull, and Warren Barr with a 50.057 just off of
0.5 and this is
absolutely really does have a chance to improve the lane space. With a time of wrong on track here in New Zealand.
I'd just like to say that we're looking now at Beaverview and Kendra did Team Tools Racing. He comes out here over here at 49.
Around the headwind and going quite nicely around that high
Just jumped over that rough water like it wasn't even there and finishes strongly into the spin out pull as David will bring you the time.
and a 49 boat 222 coming into the start chute. The production manager from Hamilton.
Past the voodoo and we look to have a very strong finish from the final order. Let's have a look at the time.
Yeah, look, that's not a bad run there from Rick Berg. Will it be sub 50s? Just waiting for our timers. Yes, sub 50, 49.450. Great run. Now this man is fast. How fast can he go? The previous rounds by taking the boat super wide. To come up with a 46.454.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, he's come down again. He was a 40.
So busy that really Thompson, Donna Thompson,
Tim Edhouse, Ross Travers and Patrick Hayden qualifies fastest for the top 8. From 8 we go to 5, from 5 we go to 3, and the action is only hotting up. All of the competitors out there now in the pits, realising with the heat of the day, the barometer is, the air pressure is lessening a little bit, so they're adjusting the engines to make sure that they can...
Through to the radar, he was 110 kilometres on. When you're against the top of them, got a little rough around that one as well. Let's take a look at the time. 50.882. 50.882. Fast, it cuts good lines to Hustler. It started off hard on right-hander. 101 as he came timekeeping. 48.94. 48.94. He set a tone. Really like these two guys. They're really, really kind, nice guys to be around, and they just really, really doing it for the love of the sport. Here you are, 650 horsepower, and then well supported by those at home watching it.
To shove that bit of dirt back to Australia and ended up with
faster than they have been, but well, they need a lottery as well. We've got the Eagle boat now. Navigation from Cape
with a 56.0890. In fact, he 222 Firewater coming into the start line. and a 49.178. So just a little bit off it, puts himself in a 2 at the moment. Warren Farr, the fastest so far. Then Rick Berg, Cy Gibbon, and Neil Marshall well out the door. Bevan Muir now.
Yeah, Bevan out of 49.05 and the 10 tools voters we take up the if you're going to be in there, you're going to have to drive it.
And came out a hell of a lot slower than that. That's a bit of time on the exit. All over the not so well. That was not a bad run there with a 49.162. Still not quicker than Warren Farr, but he is in P2 at the moment there. Bevan Muir, the man we just saw on track. Now we will see Blake Bryant, the man who's been fastest in Group A all day. He will be the next boat onto the track. And then Sam Newdick, reigning New Zealand champion in the Group A. These guys have been a couple of seconds quicker than the rest of the Group A's, and now it's in a final time. There'll be no mucking around, and I wonder what they've got to do. Sam Newdick in the past traditionally been a bit of a sleeper, if you like, just plays with it, and then goes flat out. So, and Blake Bryant, on the other hand, is a man who's just been letting it hang out there all day. So, coming into these finals, these guys are really going to want to tune in the boat, make sure that they've got the right nozzles for their jet units, make sure that everything is tuned and twisted to absolute perfection. But what will happen here? So actually it'll be Sam Newdick will come out first in the PSP branded vessel on the launch ramp at the moment, just fitting the air cleaner back on top of it. Eric Oxema is down there just keeping a bit of an eye on things. He's got his clock on because you only get 5 minutes between boats, and if Sam Newdick isn't out on the water within that specified time, he is out of there. He's back to the pits and we don't see any more of him. The PSP crew not looking overly stressed, they're just wandering up, having a little bit of a chat, seeing that everything's okay. Shaving it off there, 46.798, Sam Newdick, quick time.
46.798. Thanks for your applause, ladies and gentlemen. Gee, he kissed the other side there over to next to the NZ sign. He really kissed it hard, and I thought that possibly would have made it a little bit tricky coming home for him. Man, oh man, these guys are really pushing themselves to the limit.
Let's take a look at him. 46.04, 6.7 seconds quicker. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. What can they do to catch this bloke?
I'll give you a bet on one of your brown liquids, mate, that Blake Bryant's going to get in the 45s, and so Sam Newdick before the end of the day. We've still got 3 more rounds of competition to go, or 2 more rounds of competition to go to find our champion. Those 2 guys are pushing themselves hard.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Blake Bryant clearly on top there, Sam Newdick. That will be the end, definitely, of Neil Marshall. We will not see Ollie Silverton or Simon Gibbon from... that is unofficial, ladies and gentlemen. That is unofficial, but that is the way that I'm seeing it at the moment. We are now going to go to the methanol-sucking monsters. In a 48.040.
But one thing that we do know is Graham Hill has the ability to really get this boat around the course quickly. Here comes the right hander through the middle. Oh, I don't think he's pushing it in the
I'll tell you what, that is a very good call because we could tell his time going up the front straight, and he was 4 kilometres down slower, and he's in fact 3 kilometres down slower than his last run coming into the hairpin. So maybe he's just tickling it. This bloke's been around for a little while, maybe. Push it absolutely flat out this point, and he's about posting a time quick enough to make him progress into that time. Graham Hill's probably not going, definitely not going as quick as we know he can, opening it up across that line, and a paleontologist, I would have thought, you know, a little bit of the brush just letting it away. Skipping into the spin out pool with Nick Berryman at a 47.648, so about 0.8 of a second quicker than Graham Hill.
Yeah, and 0.8 of a second quicker than he was earlier on as well. So he'll be pretty happy with that. Rob Coley should be the next boat in. It's the Mouth Fresh boat. And once again, a good local team now. Here's Kelly Manel. I made the mistake earlier on of saying the wrong navigator in the other boat, but he does have Kelly Manel in with her. Boat name, of course, Poison Ivy.
Yeah, this guy, ladies and gentlemen, don't take your eyes off the track. This man has had some
boy, there's an amazing amount of boats. There's probably a ton and a half of boats coming out of
Great run there from Rob Coley. 46.800. He will progress without a doubt into the top 5. So it is Graham Hill hanging out there at the moment.
One of the big success stories this weekend has been our next boat in. It is Richard Murray. Man, oh man, we're here on his grounds today. And Richard Murray, as well as Joe Rathbone. She's a racehorse trainer, so she's used to a bit of speed, but not quite so many horses underneath her as the 1500 that you see in the Mina machine. fastest, quickest. Where are we now, KV?
Oh, 47.004. So an absolute not much in that, but he is just behind Rob Coley. So wow, that is a great drive from Richard Murray. A bit slower than he did last time.
He's going to find himself in the top 5 though, I think. So he'll be pretty happy with that. So let's have a little look at the next boat, and it should be Lane Manel. Yeah, and Taranaki Hardcore.
Yeah, Lane Manel. Oh, have a look at that. He's grabbing the outside of the tyres on the far side of the track. He's recovered it very nicely. He will be he's come run through he's driving, very happy with his stinger, as we said earlier. Across the line now in a 46.301, so fastest man so far in the top 8.
Yes, he's pulled half a second off his time from earlier on as well, so who knows where that man's going to finish up. We could end up with a 45 for him as well.
Glenn Head now coming out on track is a Sprint Tech, the G-Force. When he I wonder how they're coping with the amount of water that'll be coming across the visor. Start off the day, but I haven't been there. We're really cool and calm collected about it. Came into the head bit at 109 kilometres an hour. So really making it work for them at the moment. Now around Glenn Head into the chute. And a 45.328, ladies and gentlemen. What a time for Glenn Head, just stamping his authority into the top 8, but we still have Peter Coey to come. Woo. I love this stuff, eh? This is absolutely brilliant. Peter Coey now, multiple champion, New Zealand champion, world champion, binned it big time in Merry Merry, coming into the start chute now.
Yeah, but he's made amends for that, KV boy, oh boy. This 45
got up to 118 kilometres an hour. .72 cubic inches into the spin out pool at a 46.009. So Glenn Head fastest of the day with a 45.328.
Righto, KV, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to go and do the top 5s down at the pit. And,
oh, no worries. We enjoy it down there in the sun. I hope you've got some slip, slop, slap action going on down there, mate. Started orders it away. Causing a problem all day. Looks fantastic. White noise goes off up the start with 104 kilometres an hour. Doing the navigational view. Oh no, it's cut out, and that is the end of White Noise as they park it up there on the beach, and that is an absolute shame. That boat causing all sorts of problems. Still now, ladies and gentlemen, out on the Rick Berg posts a time of 49.008, which means that he was about 0.1 of a second quicker than he was last time out.
Hey KV, here comes our next boat. It's Bevan Muir and Kathy Death and the 10 Tools Racing. You're about ready to see them come off the line.
Oh, Bevan Muir. Knows that at 110 Nice run with a time of 48.641.
Well, that sounded like a good time, KB, as we welcome them back in. Almost a traffic jam down here as they come back into the pit a little quick as we look to Warren Farr and the Hustler. Just getting themselves, Warren Farr and Ben Thomas, just coming through the start in front of me right now. They're dressed in black, the boats are steel grey, and it looks like it can certainly get off the ground and go. I'm going to get splashed. I'm going to leave you to KV. Good luck to the crew.
Oh, come on there, Wiggy. A little bit of water never hurt. 6 kilometres an hour, 0 to 49.213. Bevan Muir quicker by 0.6 of a second, and Rick Berg quicker than Warren Farr as well. So Warren Farr, not good enough, I would have thought might be the end of the day for him.
Thank you very much, KB. I can't hear a thing down here, but what I can see is Sam Newdick about ready, the second fastest qualified to leave, and he's in the PSP Suntough boat. It's a 2-horse race between him and Blake Bryan before I got down here. Oh my goodness, listen to that.
Sam Newdick with a time of 47.271. So he will progress. That is the end of Warren Farr for today. So at the moment we have Rick Berg sitting on the bubble.
It's Blake Bryan, Kate Hugenberg now, the number 1 competitors as we go into the top 5. And that thing just jumped clean out the other.
9-1.
Hey, thank you very much, Caveman. It's back to super boats now. We're just going to get a camera lined up so that you can see. Steve, I'm over here, buddy, right next to Richard Murray's boat. There are we waving for our cameraman up on top.
Titles. Grandpa, the starter, has the flag. Richard Murray, boat 40. Backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, that was exciting. Wow, have a look at the replay. We'll go to the replay now. Now, as we go back, the Suzuki Superboats up onto the big screen. Richard Murray looking beautiful, came around that top part of that track, the left-hander. The boat had been unsettled there, hit the crosswash, and then just didn't settle back down again, clipped the inside of Biolytics, and you saw what sort of experience that man's had, because as soon as the boat hit the water, he gave it a footful of throttle to slow down the impact on it, and that was gentle, all things considered.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kavy and I have been up there in the commentary box all day watching it, but Kavy, one of the things that I can tell you is it is twice as fast down here. That's just amazing to watch it down here at water level instead of a bird's eye view like we have up there. But it's a shame to see Richard Murray just get himself out of the water here in his local track. It's a great thing that they've done is build this track for Wanganui's entertainment and of course Jetsprinting New Zealand. So if you've got a chance to pull your hands out of your chili bin or your neighbour's beer fridge for a minute, give them a big round of applause if you could one more time. Richard Murray and Joe Rathbone, they could do with a little bit of help right now.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Wanganui.
Really unfortunate to see those guys come out the way they are, but all in all, I think Richard Murray will be really happy with the way he drove, really coming to terms with this massive amount of horsepower stepping up from the Group A's. But he will live to fight another day. It's only the ego that has been tinted that time as we now go back down to the pits.
We're going to go to Rob Coley now in the Mouthfresh boat, but if I get a chance, KB, I'll get Richard Murray up here and we'll do a bit of an interview with him. But he'll be pretty disappointed with that. Listen to that thing throb as he comes back onto the trailer. It's incredible. But here comes that big 705 cubic inch Mouthfresh boat of Rob Coley. Had a 46-800 to find himself here. We're going to get the rescue boat out of the way for the big engine that we find ourselves in the Suzuki Superboats. Rob Coley now off the trailer and ready to run. And he's going to put the pressure on everybody. Oh boy, he's bounced into the other wall on the other side. These boats are a mind of their own, Gavey.
Oh, they certainly do when they're under idle. They do not handle very well at all. They just want to launch it. The rescue boat just sort of getting in the way there. We've seen that rescue boat way too many times today as Rob Coley in the Mouthfresh machine. And up and over and gone. Rob Coley's put it out the back, ladies and gentlemen. That is massive. That is huge. The safety crew making a dash for it as we check out the replay right now.
Kavy, we need the ambulance over here now.
That is huge, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of the biggest crashes you will ever see. We will take a break as we wait for information. The safety crew are out there. Remember that these boats are quite incredibly built. They are safe. That sort of impact is going to hurt. There is no doubt about that. However, the 5-point safety harnesses and all of the safety that goes into these boats and is very well monitored by the New Zealand Jetsprint Association will mean that they might be shaken, but they will not be severely hurt. These boats are quite incredibly strong, and these guys and girls are incredibly tough. So please don't worry about it. As soon as we have some information from the guys, we will let you know. Granddaddy's going to throw his shoulder out again, and off they go, the midget. So the ladies from one from the South Island, one from the North Island, they make a great team. Have a look at the straight line almost to then oversteers it for the second part of the round. Coming into the all-in-all there, and screw up a whole heap. Oh, really late coming around all third. They're not going to worry about that round. There they go. It will be the sharp right hand or the long right hand. And into the spin-out pool, and a nice transition into the spin-out pool too. 53.345 there for Pip and Poppy.
Davey.
Yeah, these guys just sitting beautifully and calm in there as they launch. Now the hard way will go up. Around the top of the nut. Now into the fast big sweeping right hander in front of the commentary tower. That is a very nice line. It's beautifully treated. Set up beautifully. It's got the 8 and a quarter Scott jet in it. Also, it is time to have a little bit of noise. Set themselves up for the final one for the home. Suzuki again. Sitting at Debbie House for the final run today for them. And into the spin-out pool safely with a 53.14.
The back weekend for them. Look out, Schizo, here we go.
Schizo off the line now. They have the loose camera. Patrick Aiken Schizo really taking off very, very nicely there indeed. Jay Hayden out there making sure that he knows where he's going. Just giving him that emotional support as the navigator does. Sets up that hairpin. Now, splitting by legs and all third. The right hander, bogged it down. That is going to cost them. Right to the wire. The time they need to be is 53.142. That was the time of the speed by Tim and Headhouse. Where is Patrick Hayden going to find out in a split second in the run to the line. Patrick Hayden wrings its neck. 51.470. Patrick Hayden takes the win in the Biolytics Group B. What a drive there. I'll tell you what, that wasn't as smooth as we've seen, but Patrick and Jay Hayden bringing it home absolutely sensationally. 1.7 seconds quicker than Tim and Debbie Edhouse, with Pip Thompson winding up in third, and that is the first time that Pip and Poppy have got themselves onto the podium, so they'll be stoked. That is the second time in 2 rounds that Patrick Hayden has taken the win.
All right, they've picked up the, I think this is the championship race for these guys. Once again, they've won 2 from 2. The New Zealand PSP Championship, they're putting a stamp on the Biolytic Group Bs, that's for sure. Caveman, look at this, they'll be proud as punch.
I'll tell you what, and how good was Jane there. She had the flag up and then she managed to pull it down without ripping the timing loop out. So have a look at that, a bit of a wibble and a wobble, and these guys a well-deserved win. So that is absolutely brilliant for Patrick and Jay Hayden. A while since he's been in here. The man has been a New Zealand champion in the past. These guys know what they're doing. Team Tools, brand new setup for this season. And spat it out big time, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be a very wet Team Tools machine. Oh, and he's going to keep going as well. There will be plenty of water sloshing around in the bottom of that. And he's going to continue. So now Bevan Muir, wow, what a competitor. He has decided that he wanted to keep going. I don't know that the boat is going to let him do that. Is he going to head towards the pits? Yes, he is. He's thought better of it, but he was quite keen to keep going, as you saw, ladies and gentlemen. So that means that Bevan Muir has thrown it all away in the first corner as we go to the replay. Coming up there, just turned in from the look of this, just a little bit tight. Oh yeah, by about 5 feet in there. He's gone in way too tight. Have a look at this, the foot off the throttle, back in the water, and then back onto the throttle again for a split second. Gets his bearings, soaks the boat, and I'll tell you what, that is a lot of water just sitting in there. They're going to have to get the sponge out for that. They were nearly swimming.
Hey, KV, knowing you would have put the kibosh of the commentators on them up there in the box. As I said, KV, we can't hear a thing down here for these beautiful big 600 horsepower motors. Here comes Sam Newdick ready to come out into the water now. Sam Newdick and Glenn Mason. It's going to come down to they have NZ1 on top of their boat. Sam stretches his arms and gets rid of the arm pump. Here it comes, the top 2 boats in the country going head to head once again.
Sam Newdick on the line now. Sam Newdick, 46.418. Wow, what a run. Blake Bryant has gone faster, but that was a great run there from Sam Newdick. It's 46.418.
Here we are, the final of the All-Therm Group A boats. It is once again Blake Bryant, Kate Hugenbrag. After this we're going to get an interview, but look at these guys go!
Will it be Blake Bryant or Sam Newdick? Blake Bryant, ladies and gentlemen, by 0.3 of a second. With a 46.120. Sam Newdick in second with 46.418. And we saw that Bevan Muir spat it out. So Blake Bryant takes the checkered flag for the All-Therm Group A.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully the TV crew can look down my way. I have the winner here of the Biolytics Group B as the winners of the All-Therm Group A's take a trip around. Here is beside me. Give them a round of applause as they go out there, ladies and gentlemen. The winners there. Once again, backing it up. Another weekend at the top. Speaking of names at the top right here beside me, we have Patrick and Jay Hayden. Come a little closer for the TV screen. There goes Patrick, working well for you. Hey, you've backed up another win out there, and that's going to put you on top of the championships there in the Biolytic Group Bs. Now that's the motor that you had last year, but a brand new Stinger hull, and obviously you're getting on top of it because you've been right out in front all day. You happy with the package?
Oh, yep. It's we've had a few things to do to get on top of the hull. We've had great support from the guys at Stinger Boats. They've been really good with advice to get things cranking. And the more we're in it, we'll gel with it. It's got way more to go. And the idiot steering wheel, if he does a little bit more, we'll get by.
Hey, speaking of having good support, Jay over here is beside you, and she's I've never seen her look so happy when she's been sitting beside you as that. There's one thing I'd like to say. Have you ever seen the guy get so concentrated on anything? He's normally the funny guy around the pack, but I couldn't even look at him in the eyes. It was scaring me when you're sitting on the grid.
Scared me a bit too, I can assure you.
That's the last look you want to see, isn't it? But boy, I've never seen him look so concentrated. He's obviously, you guys have both taken this very serious this year. You've obviously got a chance to put Ross Travis off the top of the leaderboard. We're not
Louise Blythe come under Grandad's starting orders. The green flag drops. Boat number an hour, like a slingshot, like firing a gun and riding the back. Is amazing. Step down a little bit to see how her husband does. Kilometres an hour. Meters off. Sends the boat up there. Now it's Suzuki. Back on the opening up the track. Now into the spin-out pool. Late Manel Louise Blythe with a 46.286.
Cavey to talk about it.
All right, this is Peter Coey now, and Sharma off the line now. Across the line with Peter Coey, 44.865. What a run from Peter Coey.
Well, it's the last racer of the day. It's going to be the highlight. It's Glen Head right here in front of me right now. The all-therm window systems boat and James Hayden doing the navigation. We can't hear what the times are down here. These guys don't know what they've got to do except drive their own boat. It doesn't matter what Peter Coey's done. It's now Glen Head's job just to do the best job he can. Shot of you, and what a great way to finish. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Glen Head now takes in the boat. So this is Glen Head with 109 kilometres an hour. It is a sprint. Peter Coey has won multiple chances. The win away from the manufacturer. And why would you? Into that head. Now all the way around Glen Head, where is he going to end up? In the final run for the line, he opens it up. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Coey takes the win. Glen Head with a 45.549. and Leighton Manel with a 46.286. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day down here at Shelterview. Peter Cowie takes another win, and we will be having some interviews with a few people very soon, but firstly down to Wiggy.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Cowie, what a great day he's had now. But I've just been talking to the ambulance, and we can announce that the two that were in the crash earlier on are really, they're okay. They're pretty shaken up, and they're up there with you. I think well, so good. But I was going to try and get an interview with Blake Bryant and Kate Hugenberg, so if they could come over, that would be really good. But look at this, here we go, we're going to get a champion out on the water again. Peter Cowie, Shama Putoranui. They've made amends for last weekend, and there we go, Cavey, you got them up there. You want to take over for a minute?
All right, we are going to take over. Steve, if we could just point the camera at you. We've got an interview going on over here. Kelly Manel, there's our camera over there. Have a bit of a look at that, and let's see a bit of damage. You got a band-aid over the nose there. It's not a dinosaur band-aid. How are you feeling?
Not too bad, considering.
That was a pretty exciting sort of an off there. You're a bit swollen now. Where's that from? Is that hitting the tyres on the way out the track?
Wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. Never mind, the Kardashians pay big money for lips like this. So.
How good is that, ladies and gentlemen? Kelly Manel, just a great sense of humour, so that is fantastic. We'll just give a round of applause to Peter Cowie. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that Kelly Manel is A-OK, and what a champion to come up and do an interview with us. Peter Cowie now out on the water with Sharma, and these guys, what a race win. And it is incredibly exciting. He's just taking it easy up the top part of the course and just soaking it all in. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patronage here today, and we'll go down to Wiggy.
Yeah, look at this game. We were really lucky. We talk about back-to-back champions in the first two rounds. Blake Bryant, Kate Hugenberg, you guys have won yourselves another round of competition. Hopefully this is going to be your year, Blake.
Well, I hope so. It's certainly been a bloody good start to the season, and yeah, we couldn't be happier.
Everything looks like it's singing a good song inside that boat, and you're driving it well, and Navigator's doing a good job on her side as well. But there's been a heck of a lot of work done to build this package up, and you know, people only see the tip of the iceberg, which is out here. How many hours do you reckon you've done building this package?
Oh, look, I'd hate to think, but I think the time we spend racing probably only represents about 10% of the total time that goes into it. The race is won in the workshop, or at least 80% of it anyway, and that's the philosophy that we carry coming into these sprints, and you can't underestimate the time that goes in by myself and all of the team, Dad, everyone involved. It's just enormous.